cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's time again to cherish all the time you spend, you tuned in too. It's the number one podcast. The topics of discussion when we broadcast. So all them artificial man jokes, we do it natural from the concrete to a public standpoint. Real, wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. Wherever you're from, life is coexistence, but to know the real, you just gotta listen. It's time again, cherish all the time.
What up, y'all? You tuned in to the 52 Scott Podcast. This is Music Monday, and I'm your host, Slash. And with me, I got Comedian 96, K Money, Freddie G. Together, we are the Mind of Men. Don't forget to like and subscribe. Follow us on Twitter, 52 Scott Podcast, on Instagram and Facebook, The 52 Scott Podcast. All right, y'all, welcome back to Music Monday. Today, we're going to talk about a couple of things. You know, we got an interesting show for y'all, so we want y'all to stick around and check it out. So the first thing I want to talk about is going to be Snoop Dogg's Youth Football League, which is SYFL. Of course, he's producing greatness. He's got a kid that plays in his league by the name of Galib Wadood. I can't pronounce that last name, but it's Wadood Jr. Well, anyway, he signed a name, image, and likeness deal with the Family of Life Sports and Entertainment Agency worth 6 figures.
Nice.
You know what I mean? Now, this is a 9-year-old. Mm-hmm. You know, he already brought in a 6-figure deal for himself at 9.
A 9-year-old has an endorsement deal.
Yes, a 9-year-old.
So I got to brag.
Yeah.
We had a show a couple of weeks ago.
Right.
We were talking about the most influential rappers.
Right.
And I said
Snoop
name
came
mine.
up. Yeah. And you know what? That was another reason why I chose to talk about him, because you mentioned him.
Yeah.
And what he did, you know, for the community.
Mm-hmm.
This is something big that Snoop is doing for the black community. You know, we love that.
Right.
That's we need more of that. So yes, you did mention Snoop. Snoop is good.
Nothing against Jay-Z. Jay-Z, I love you.
No, nothing against him at all.
I like this.
Yeah.
I like what he's doing with the kids.
So,
at 9, making bread?
Yeah, 9 years old.
Yeah.
I was picking cans at 9.
You know what I mean? and selling church newspapers.
There it is. Yeah.
You know, trying to make some money.
Back in the day, hashtag the Defender. Remember the Defender?
So I actually think that's awesome. You know, that this 9-year-old kid and what his dad is saying is he don't really know what's going on. He just a kid playing football.
I hope that the parents have the wherewithal to put all of that money in the trust fund.
Yeah, hopefully they have enough sense to do that.
For the kid,
yeah.
And not, I don't know what their financial situation is looking like, but if you take the approach that, okay, I got my kid in youth football, and you're not expecting him to make money from youth football, however you've been paying your bills, whatever you've been doing to pay your bills, continue to do it that way.
That's right.
And take all of that money that your child earned and put it in a trust fund for him for when he's a young adult, and he'll be able to have a good start as a young adult.
Well, that's a good college fund for him.
Yeah, yeah.
Mm-hmm. You know, and what his dad is saying, and since his dad is saying what he's saying, what you're saying only makes sense for them to continue the lifestyle that they have, working or whatever, paying their bills.
That's easier said than done.
It's always is.
Here's the thing. Yeah, you're right. It is easier said than done. But here's what I would hope that Snoop do for the kid. And when you signing those deals like that, there's a lot of attorneys involved.
Right.
Yeah.
And just like if you sign a kid to a music contract, part of that contract is that this kid continues school
education,
and
correct.
education and all that
Right.
stuff. Now, if he's a hell of an athlete enough to get those that deal, then in my mind he'll continue to be that hell of an athlete in high school,
Right.
which could earn him a D1 scholarship to where he's not spending a full ride.
Right. He get a free ride.
I got one even further.
So-
why don't we? He's 9. Why just make it him not be able to touch it? Plus what you just said. Until he's 18 or 21. You know how
that's
they
the
do
trust
it.
fund.
That's
That's what I'm
yeah.
mentioning.
Yeah, okay, yeah. I know
if
people
you
in the
put the
age
money
now.
in, I would go as far as saying at least the age of 25.
Yeah, they definitely need to put some stimulation.
I would go as far
stipulations.
as to where now by the time he turns like 18, he can get a monthly stipend or whatever. I don't know if
Okay.
siphon is the right word,
Right.
but
Gotcha.
a monthly little bit, but then
Right.
fully release it at the age of 25.
yeah.
Because we know, well, I can't speak for everybody on the panel here, but when I was 21 years old, I was still irresponsible.
Oh yeah.
I was a little irresponsible at the age of 21.
I think we all
I'm
was.
not gonna lie. I was a little irresponsible at
Yeah.
the age of 21.
Yeah. So
Except for old K Money.
Them are responsible.
I got married, bro, at 21. That don't make me responsible. I think that made me probably stupid. But, I'm sitting here still trying to fathom, though, bro. 9 years old, and this dude got a six-figure
man.
endorsement deal.
Six figures.
he must be projected to be a hell of an athlete. Because look at it this way. I'm sorry, Slash. Look at it this way. Think about all of the kids that are in these youth leagues that get these college scholarships, and they ain't even in middle school yet.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
look
true.
at the little kids on YouTube. You go on YouTube, you get little kids. All they do, open. This guy's 6 years old. As a little young white kid did it, and then a black kid right in behind him the very next year. $6 million for opening the toys for Christmas, testing them out and rating the toys. They making money now. These kids, they making some real money.
yeah, they getting it. So this 9-year-old has brought this 6-figure deal in, and what I don't know is, if it's a time limit on that or even the dollar amount. It could be anywhere from 100, 200, 300, 400,000 and up, or whatever the case may be. But this football league that Snoop has, he started in 2005 with this kid's dad.
Oh, nice.
So the dad and Snoop of this 9-year-old kid are the two, that put this league together. So I'm sure there was a way that they was able to get his kid on the endorsements. It could be for what would you call it, athletic wear for kids or something. I'm sure that's something of that sort. But yeah, just want to say congratulations to that kid. Keep doing what you do.
Yeah, big ups.
And the family. Y'all make sure y'all take care of that kid and make sure he got what he need to succeed in whatever he want to do.
Yep. Snoop Dogg.
All right, next, pop icon Madonna was found unresponsive over the weekend, and she was rushed to a hospital in New York City.
Oh, man.
Yeah, man. So for at least, one night before having the tube removed, she was intubated.
What was wrong with her?
Well, RSV, respiratory syncytial, some kind of like COVID.
Oh, it's a respiratory something like COVID.
It's an infection, and she got affected by it, and she had to postpone her global tour, 84 city tour that she was about to do.
She's about to do.
She postponed that, but supposedly she was working so hard up until trying to get this tour going that's kind of what caused her to get sick with this RSV infection.
Y'all know if she had COVID before, during the COVID time?
Probably, and I'm not sure.
Yeah.
I can't really say that, but who knows?
Because it could be a remnant. You know how they say, you get
Yeah.
the flu. The flu never leaves your body.
Right.
You can get it at any time.
Right.
So COVID's the same way. So I'm wondering if it's a residual if she had COVID before.
Well,
so I'm not sure if she did or not. Though.
Supposedly, only people ages 60 and up are getting this infection.
So yeah, that's I think it's pronounced respiratory syncytial virus.
Yeah, that's what it's called.
And they're saying that the virus enters from through the eyes, nose, and mouth. So
Kind of COVID.
yeah,
Kind of COVID related. Yeah.
it can enter through the
Just
eyes,
like
nose,
COVID.
and mouth.
Just like COVID. So yeah, they say her health is improving, since she's been out, she's responsive now, she's able to talk and walk. She's just not going, she's still under medical care. They still watching her, but they did say some sources reported that she ignored those symptoms for a while.
Oh wow.
Yeah, and I'm reading here where it says the risks are high amongst children less than 2 years of age and adults with asthma and other lung and heart disease. So, of course, she's not a child.
Right.
So, she's an adult up in age. So that part of me feels like she may have some sort of asthma or lung disease or heart disease.
Yeah.
That
Something that's caused it.
that caused it to attack her the way that it did.
But she's supposedly doing good now, doing better. I don't think she's fully recovered from some symptoms,
Yeah.
But
And she ignored them.
yeah, for a while they say she ignored them because she had like a fever,
Yeah, and it was
a small fever for a while, about a month or so, and she ignored the
yeah,
fever.
that is one of the symptoms. Fever is one.
Yeah.
Severe coughing, wheezing, rapid breathing, difficulty breathing, and discoloration of the skin.
Yeah, she ignored it.
Yeah.
She ignored it. But it's big, and it's something that, the government is starting to actually do advertisement and stuff for.
For RSV.
Yeah, Magic Johnson's got a commercial for RSV right now.
Oh.
So, they starting to put the information out there, and make everybody aware. So that's probably something we can be looking forward to hitting pretty big
Yeah.
over age 60.
Over
And
age
like you say, younger kids, right?
Yeah, kids,
Yeah.
2 years or less.
So now that being, if a kid can catch it 2 years or less, that means we can get it. So if our kid or grandchild or somebody go and catch it, and we around them, I guess that means we gonna catch it.
Well,
it's the
I
immune
think it's the
system.
immune system.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
The immune system,
yeah.
because they're immune 2 years and younger.
It's not
weak
strong.
immune
strong at all.
system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you look at someone that's over 60, their immune system is not
Really
as strong as it used
starting
to
to
be.
be starting
It's
to get weaker.
deteriorating.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah. So shout out Madonna. We hope you feel
Material
better soon.
girl.
Get well soon.
Get well soon. We'll be praying for you. Just hang in there with it. All right, so my next story I want to talk about, we went over this before, so this is about the Megan Thee Stallion, Tory Lanez case, the shooting case that she filed against Tory Lanez. Well, Tory Lanez has since been in prison. I don't know how long he's been in there, but it's been quite a while now.
Oh, wow.
Since that shooting happened. He kind of been in there maybe 4 to 6 months after.
Wow.
So in
If
jail,
not sooner.
or
Yeah.
prison, or
Prison or jail?
Well, right now they trying to see if they're gonna get him off on parole or
Because he did 4 months in jail already.
yeah.
So he's been sentenced already.
So now this is a hearing to see what they're gonna give him.
Okay, so he's in jail.
Yeah, he's
Right.
in jail now.
Okay,
and this
not
is the
prison.
hearing
Okay.
on how much time they finna give him.
Well, if they only give him a couple of years, he been in jail for 4 months, they gonna give him time served. I
Yeah.
bet.
Well, anyway, what he doing is his legal team filed a motion to disqualify the judge that's assigned to his hearing because they saying that he not being fair. He's being biased on some of the things that the prosecution is telling him. He's kind of biased on it. But the judge is saying, hey, man, look, I'm not taking sides with you, the prosecution. I'm just doing my job in the legal system, what I'm supposed to do. I'm not being, but any man can say anything. I'm not saying that he did. I'm not saying that Tory Lanez people shouldn't file a motion because you don't know people. I mean, it's just one of those type of incidents where you have to follow up and state your claim or case,
Right.
if you have one, you know.
Right.
So maybe it was something that they saw where they figured, okay, well, the judge not being fair with us, he's taking more towards Megan Thee Stallion side. Well, man, I'm not even there, and I tell you, I'm taking more her side.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Either way, you look at it.
Yeah. either
You was
way.
wrong. So I don't think it's gonna make a difference on your case.
Right.
Which judge
Yeah.
decides on you?
Well, this is probably and to me it's smart because he don't probably want to go to prison, right? So if the longer he sits in jail, you get a lot of time off of your prison sentence.
It's a
The longer,
stall
right? You get a certain amount of time off of
Man,
prison.
man.
So
it doesn't even matter how long. Bottom line is, right now he's incarcerated.
Right.
That's number one.
Yeah.
Number two,
Right.
if they give him 5 years, and he's been incarcerated
For a year.
Bottom line is, from the time you got incarcerated up until the time you get out your ass behind bars, it doesn't even matter if you get time served or whatever.
You think about the lifestyle
But
he used to live in.
all I'm saying is, that's not what I'm saying is, anybody know that you'd rather go to jail, city jail, than to actually go to the yard.
Prison.
That's the point I'm trying to make on that. I'm not saying nobody wants to be locked up. But if you had to be locked up, jail would probably be the place you would want to go instead of going out to the yard. That's all.
And I say again, it's just a stall tactic.
Yeah, that's a stall
It's just
tactic, yeah.
Like you said, delay him from getting to that
To prison,
to that area.
give
Yeah,
him
I
some
feel
time
that.
served,
Yeah, I feel
which
that.
is like that lawyer's like, man, you going to jail. So it just depends on which jail you want to go to. You want to go to jail, or you just want to go. You want to go to prison.
Sit down.
Yeah, which
One or
you
the other.
pick one.
Right.
You can stay here, sit it out here, and then we get your time served.
Yeah.
So that's basically where he at.
They filed this motion, but the court
Yeah.
ain't responded to it yet. So it's not even, a possibility that they're gonna change the judge on him anyway.
Yeah.
But like I say, no matter what judge gets that case, the way you look at that situation, no matter what happened, I don't care what happened in that truck on the way to the conversation before, at the party, whatever y'all did,
Yeah.
you wasn't supposed to shoot the girl in her feet. Period.
Bottom line.
You're not supposed to. What you pulling a gun on a girl for?
Point blank. What are you doing? And it is what it is. So I would just say, Tory Lanez, man, look, let me tell you something, man. Hold
Grow
your
up.
head, bro. Hold your head. Because guess what? Man, you're not going to get off easy on that, man. Them people got you behind bars for a reason. They got you for a reason, bro, because what you did was wrong. Even though you admitted to it or whatnot, that's cool. But at the same time, man, you was dead wrong, bro.
Yeah, you out.
No matter what was said, whatever transpired before then, you don't shoot nobody in their feet, man. Come on, man. Especially a woman on top of that.
Yep.
So
To that.
hold your head, Tory Lanez. So now let's talk about Meek Mill. We haven't heard from Meek Mill in a while. He
He been on under the radar.
Yeah, he kind of been chilling since 2021. He haven't really released nothing. So late statements just came out on Twitter. He kind of asked his followers some questions, and his main question was concerning why does the United States have so much money to fight war, but they're not spending that type of money on educational, for kids learning stuff like that. They not spending the money on that.
Yeah, Voice of Reason need to school us, educate us on that one.
So, when I think of the U.S. spending money, when people think the U.S. is spending money for war, I'm assuming that he's speaking of the current situation with Ukraine and Russia, right?
Right.
And so I don't think that the U.S. is actually spending dollars. I think that they're just supplying the weapons that we already have that's probably not in use. And so they're equating a dollar amount to the actual weapons. So when the average person is looking at it and saying that, okay, the U.S. is spending all of this money to fight wars, but they're not putting it toward education.
Right.
Well, I understand where you're coming from with that, but here's the little pushback that I would give. I think that every year there's a budget set for education. I'm not saying that it's enough, but there is a budget set back for education. That's why when the president put together a cabinet and everything, they actually get a person that's over the education department to handle budgeting and all that stuff to provide funding for education. Now, again, I don't know what the budget is, but overall, I think that that what Meek Mill is saying, I get where he's coming from, but I don't think the U.S. is actually spending dollars. I think they're just supplying weapons, and when they're supplying these weapons of defense to protect for Ukraine to protect themselves, I think that they're just equating a dollar amount that, hey, we just gave you a missile that's worth $300,000 or something, you know. So I think that that's where what's happening when they equate to the dollar amount.
So one of his followers, in response to Meek Mill's question, said, "Well, the government make tons of money off war, so that's why they don't really care about education." Now, I can understand that too.
So are they just lending out the weapons, or are they getting paid? Like, are they saying, "Hey, you need to give me you need to give me a dollar amount for these weapons"?
I don't know. Here's my thought on that. So the short answer to your question, Comedian 96, is I have no idea if the government is getting paid.
Yes.
Now, what I do think that I think that if you're a country like Ukraine that doesn't have a lot of money, I don't think that they'll be able to pay for those weapons. They'll be so much in debt, and they're not like a third world country. They're not like super duper poor, but it's obvious that you don't have your military force is not. And the weapons, you don't have the weapons. Had you been able to buy your own weapons or pay for your own weapons to build or whatever, you would have done that.
Right.
So why give the U.S. money to buy weapons from them when you could have done it yourself? So I don't think that the U.S. is getting paid for that. I just think that because we are an ally, I think that, okay, you know what, and Ukraine to try to become part of NATO, you know, just trying to, you know, give them some support. Now I know that this is about Meek Mill and his thoughts, and I don't want to change the subject in regards to war, but you asked the voice of reason, so
he went. He really gave me the voice of reason. My bad, man.
Yeah. So Meek.
I'm saying, thank you though.
So Meek, we haven't heard from him since 2021. You know, on some of his albums. But with this latest response from him, I'm wondering if we're going to hear some topics like this on his album, on some government stuff, you know, and what's going on in America. I'm wondering if he's going to have some stuff like that on this album, because one of his main things that he was saying also too to the youngsters or the other guys coming up in the rap game was they've watered down, you know, their style, and it's a drought. So now it's time for some real music or real rhyme scheme or flow or rhythm or whatever Meek is saying. But I think this latest outburst on Twitter about the government had something to do with him promoting these 4 albums that he's about to release. So shout out to Meek Mill, man. Keep doing what you're doing, but make sure some of these kids that listen to your music, you can guide them the right way, because that's what we need in America today. Y'all, we out. That's it for Music Monday. Peace. So that's all, y'all, for this edition of Music Monday. Thanks for tuning in. Come back tomorrow and check out True Tuesday with K Money. Hit that like button, subscribe, and follow us on Instagram and Facebook, Big 52 Scott Podcast, on Twitter, @52 Scott Podcast.